If you're an author and you're looking to use Pinterest to sell your books, grow your audience, and ultimately drive more traffic to your listings, this video is for you. Hi, hello, my name is Farris, and I'm a Pinterest expert and educator using Pinterest marketing for the last 8 years to help people to find a home on Pinterest. In today's video, I'm going to walk you through 4 tips, and I have some juice at the end, so make sure you stick around for exactly how you can utilize Pinterest as an author to sell your books, because that's the whole point of doing it. Grow your audience, build brand awareness, and sell your books. So without further ado, let's actually just jump into the screen share. I'm going to walk you through a handful of slides, and by the end, you will have a really good idea of exactly how to position your Pinterest profile and your literary work on Pinterest. Let's go. Marketing for authors is definitely an interesting strategy that you're going to be able to implement to sell more books, to grow your audience. So as we get started, I want you to start thinking about how to position your profile on Pinterest. Positioning is everything on this platform, whether you're an author or not, but especially for authors. Now, one of the things that I see authors do wrong all the time is naming every single Pinterest board on their profile after their book series, or every single thing on their profile is their own name. There are so many other ways to go about it. So the thing that I want you to think about when positioning your profile is, number 1, using a main niche keyword for your books in your display name. So author Becky Wade here has done a fabulous job of positioning her display name as a main keyword. So sweet romance author Becky Wade. So not only does she use her name, but she's also using sweet romance author as a main keyword. So when people search that on Pinterest, and they do search that on Pinterest, she's going to come up in the search. Now, something else that you want to do is use 5 main keywords in your Pinterest bio. So the actual bio itself should include keywords that are related to your books, your niche, your audience, and the topics that you write about. I want you to position it from how you help or who you're writing for and in what way you do that. So obviously your books. And then I want your banner to actually be a showcase of your books, preferably with some text on there that tells people where they can purchase the books. But if that's not something you want to do, then the way that that Becky has done it here is actually a really great job. I actually really love her bio. Okay, so here are 2 more examples of profiles that are really well done that I wanted to call out. So Crystal Simpson here is a Christian blogger and author, and she has written and has a podcast. She has got videos all about the books that she sells in her business. She has showcased some images of herself and images of her book in her banner, and I think this is really well done. I like that she also calls out her expertise and that she is Dr. Crystal R. Simpson. I think this is fantastic. Another one here is Tara Sun. I think this is also really well done. She's Christian author and podcaster. I probably would use a phrase here instead of Christian author and podcaster to be more around what the book is about, but that's okay because people are actually searching for a Christian author. So both of these profiles came up. Really, really well done here on those. Now, the next thing that I want you to be thinking about is how to position your boards for search. So when pinners come to Pinterest and they're actually searching for things, their intent is usually really high. Now, they obviously go through the many phases of a customer journey, from awareness to consideration all the way down to purchase. But you want to position your boards in a way that are going to be found in search. So remember when I mentioned a lot of authors on Pinterest actually create Pinterest boards that are all about their books with their book titles or their book series? That's not actually the way that you want to go about positioning your books on Pinterest. People don't necessarily know the name of your book before they find it, unless it was recommended to them by someone else, in which case they would already be somewhere in between consideration and purchase. And they would be searching for keywords related to your book title, your book name. So yes, you should use keywords for your book series, your book titles, your author handle and pin name and things like that. But you should also be creating boards that are highly searchable. These 4 examples are really, really good positioning. So sweet royal romances, clean romance reads, books for women, small town romance books. Those are all excellent ways to position your content and your Pinterest boards on Pinterest in order to show up in search. Now, what other boards can you create? I get this question quite often. And as I was preparing my presentation for the Author Nation conference, I actually had this question in my little prep sheet. And I'm sorry that this image is not loading. I don't know what's going on with that. But that's all right. It's just an image of some Pinterest boards. But these are the kind of overarching themes of boards you can create on your profile that are related to what you're doing, but they're not outside of the norm. Okay, so any book inspiration boards, any reading themes, reading gifts, home decor for reading, quotes and reviews, these are all good book boards that you can actually create. Moving on to creating Pinterest pins that will show up in search. Number one, you want to create both content and product pins. Yes, if you are an author, you should still be creating content on your own website in order to drive people there. In order to get found on search engines like Pinterest and like Google, you want to be creating in a space that is easier to search and easier to be shown in search. And the one way you can guarantee that you can do that is by creating content on your own website. So here are some examples of just pins that I mocked up. These are not, expert or beautiful by any means, but these are pins that I actually mocked up for a sample Pinterest strategy that I created inside of my academy. Now, you can see that a couple are content pins and a couple are product pins. The content pins have more of like, oh, here are some spicy romance books with a small town vibe, and it's going to go to a blog post that maybe has a listicle with 10 different spicy romance books with small town vibes. These could be all your books, they could be your books and your colleagues' books, they could be your books and your favorite reads, whatever you want to put together for your audience. The next one is, things that are like 10 must-read cozy books in 2024. And maybe these are all your own books. Again, it really doesn't matter here. However you want to position your content. Now, the next two are obviously products. These are product mock-ups. These are book mock-ups. Whatever you have as far as marketing your book, try to turn it into a Pinterest pin that will enable you to place that book image or book mock-up on a marketing pin or marketing image even for Instagram. And then add your main text overlays and have some buttons that are like buy now, shop now, grab your copy. Okay, so where should you link your audiences? Now there's a few main places here, and I don't know what the stipulations are around Amazon. So you are going to have to take this with a grain of salt, figure that out, and then come back to me, okay? Let me know in the comments what the stipulations are for authors linking to their books on Amazon. I'm assuming you can link to your author page at a very minimum. I'm assuming if you create Pinterest pins and you wanted to link to them in the form of product pins, you guys probably have some sort of listing that you can actually promote that's within the guidelines of what Amazon allows. So I put Amazon listings there. I don't know exactly what that is, so please inform me. Second is any retailers where your book is for sale. Bookshop.org, Barnes & Noble, Target, any retailers where your books are listed, you can always link to those. And then obviously, last but not least, would be your website, including landing pages, blog URLs, any podcasts that you are on as far as your book tour goes, any media where you might be featured, anything on the internet that shows you talking about your book, sells your book, about your book, you can link to all of that in the format of Pinterest pins and place it on your profile. Okay, let's actually talk about some pin examples that you can use. So I actually went on Pinterest and I scrubbed the platform for examples of Pinterest pins that you can create. And I made a board on my profile called Pinterest Marketing for Authors. So if you go to pinterest.com/Heather Farris Co. and then find the board Pinterest Marketing for Authors, I'll try to link it in the description of this video. You'll find this board and it has two sections on the inside. So the first section are really cool video pins that I think are really great for authors. They show people with the books in their hands, and then there's a couple of examples that are just animated pins that your books will show up as the pin goes through the animation. So these two are really great, and then the rest of these are physical books in the world, just on a really plain background, and there's some text overlay. You can see that these look like TikToks or Instagram Reels. This one actually links to TikTok. This is the format I want you to follow. Now the next one are static pins, or just image pins. Image pins are easy for most people to create, and they're very similar to the animated ones I just showed you, except they are just of your books. They're image pins of your books. So all of these I think are really great examples of image pins that you can create, and there's different formats. So there's like 13 fall romance books to curl up with, new romance books in 2024, and they just kind of have a series of different pins on them. Now, yes, most of these books probably feel like book talk style pins, where it's book content creators creating Pinterest pins for all sorts of people's books. You can create these same styles of pins and just have all your own books in here in place of everyone else's. So don't feel like you can't use the same format and still link back to your website, back to your book listings. The final thing I want to talk to you about and share with you is I actually created a sample 6-page Pinterest strategy guide for authors. It includes all of the following in this bulleted list: a bio example, a display name example, strategy overview, a keyword plan, and types of keywords that you should use. So the types of keywords are actually super powerful. I went and did a bunch of research on different types of keywords in buckets that you can actually swipe and use, or you can take that type of keyword and go do your own research. Board examples, trend examples, and pin examples, and I created some sample pin templates that you can just swipe and use. So all of this is actually created and ready for you to use right away when you join Pin Profit Academy. It's located in the bonuses of the Pinterest Roadmap course inside of my private membership group. So if you are an author and you're looking to get started on Pinterest, this is already done for you. You can go read through it. You can follow along with the Pinterest Roadmap course, implement everything in the strategy guide I created, and you'll be off to the races without having to wonder exactly where to start. I can't wait to see you inside of Pin Profit Academy. It is pinprofitacademy.com. Come and join us. In the meantime, if you need more Pinterest marketing help, make sure to watch some of the other Pinterest marketing strategy videos you see on the screen.